So, one moment. So this is your test question paper. Let us discuss. In first question, is there any doubt? Why
No, ma'am.
areas? Differentiate between oestrus menstrual cycle. Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
State the mode of reproduction in Plasmodium sponge, Spirogyra hydra. Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Plasmodium, it is multiple fission sponge, gamule, Spirogyra fragmentation, you can write. And for hydra, budding. Asexual,
What did
sexual.
you said for sponge?
Yes, beta. Gamules.
What did you
Gamma,
say?
gamma.
Okay.
Any two differences between asexual sexual reproduction? I hope here also none are having problem.
Ma'am.
Yes, beta. Dish, bolo.
Ma'am, in question 2, I have written only 2 differences, so it will be all right.
If they are valid differences, no problem, beta. But sometimes what we do is we try to increase the number of differences and try to cover similar points. 2 marks, 2 differences, all right, no problem. State any, now fifth question, why pollen grains can remain well preserved as fossils? What answer you wrote?
Because of
Sporopollen.
Ma'am, due to sporopollen.
Yes, but you need to write it well. That it is protecting pollen from heat and other, and that's why it can be preserved. State any one advantage and disadvantage of pollen grains to human. What advantage? What are the advantages?
Supplementing food.
Yes, and what about the disadvantages?
Ma'am, can cause allergies.
Hay fever, I taught you. No? What relationship exists between a species of moth and yucca plant? This also is well discussed in the class. What is the number of chromosome in the following cell? For primary oocyte, it will be
23.
what will be the chromosome number in primary oocyte?
23.
Primary oocyte. Are you sure?
46.
Ma'am, 46.
Primary will be 46. Secondary will be 23. Oocyte will be 23, and follicle will be 22. A fertilized egg is the blueprint of future development. You need to really write well in this answer.
Ma'am, follicle will be 23?
Which one? Graphian follicle? No, no, no. The egg present in Graphian follicle will be 23. If you are talking about only follicle, that will be 46.
So here it is only follicle, so there will be 46, right?
A fertilized egg is the blueprint of future development. How to frame this answer? Can anyone explain? No one. You need to really write well in case of such questions. You can write here that fertilized egg is called zygote. It is the first cell from which the life of organism start. Okay. Now, this single cell will divide and differentiate, and depending upon expression of the same genetic material into different cells, the whole organism is produced. So the basic information of the organism that is going to be exist in the future is present in the fertilized egg, that is zygote. That's why this statement is valid. Understood how to write this type of questions? Class?
Yes.
What is corpus luteum? How does it function as endocrine gland? Anyone have any doubt in this case? 2 markers. So in one line you need to just put that after ovulation the yellow part that is left is corpus luteum. And how does it function as an endocrine gland? Which hormone it secretes?
Progesterone.
Done. That's all you need to write. Describe types of vegetative reproduction in plant. You need to write about the natural vegetative reproduction. But as you can see, it is a 3 marker question, and you don't have to write too much. So you need to just give brief idea about each type. You don't have to draw a diagram and write about them, all of them in well. Describe the process of megasporogenesis, well discussed question. Process of fertilization in angiosperm, that is also well discussed. Draw and describe anatropous ovule. Anatropous ovule means ideal ovule. Although I taught you all types of ovules, but anatropous is the one that is visible in your textbook also. You got confused over here? Anatropous then is it? Class? Okay, let me check your answer sheets. I didn't check it till now. Explain. Yes, Ita?
Ma'am, I just wanted to ask that in these questions of diagrams, I have only drawn diagrams. Like I am in CBSE and I haven't described. So will I get marks still?
Where you didn't describe?
In 12th.
You need to describe. Question is draw and describe. If you don't describe, how will you get marks? You will get marks for drawing only. And a diagram without labeling is of no use, beta.
No, I have labeled.
Then also you need to describe. No, if there is a word to describe, how can you let it go without describing? Why? What happened, Mishka? Why you didn't describe? Any specific reason?
No, ma'am.
Describe doesn't always mean paragraphs. You can simply write about the position is visible in the diagram. You can mention the function of that part. Explain the menstrual cycle with a diagram. Here they are mentioning about the diagram present in your textbook. So basically you need to write that table. I explained you different phases of menstrual cycle and a diagram. Explain the development of embryo in a dicotyledonous plant with neatly labeled diagram. This is well discussed in the class. Describe the process of oogenesis and hormonal control of the same. Well discussed. Draw and describe male reproductive system. So if in question it is mentioned draw and describe, you need to describe. Yes, Dish?
Ma'am, in last question, draw and describe the male reproductive system. I have written in points and
No
drawn
problem.
a diagram.
No problem.
Okay.
See, that's
Okay.
what I mean to say. You don't have to give it to in a paragraph. Beta. Not required. It is better if you write in point. Then it will be easy for the examiner to look into your points and give you scores. Any other doubt, anyone from this paper? If not, can we move ahead with the class? We are going to discuss today the variation and causes of variation. What is mutation? We are going to discuss. Can we start?
Yes, ma'am.
So the name of this chapter is Inheritance and Variation. Two parts are the inherent part of this chapter. One is inheritance, another is variation. Actually, this chapter is having a second part that is called molecular basis of inheritance. In this chapter, we are able to calculate and know that what is inheritance and what is like what I can say, what is inheritance and how it is inheriting. You can predict that how characters are getting inherited in each generation. But the actual reason how they are getting inherited molecularly, that we are going to study in next chapter. So as inheritance part is over and not over, I should say, we will have to deal with it at the last part. We are now going to talk about the second part of the chapter, that is variation. So this term variation is a very big term. Okay. So obviously we know that in a population where organisms of same species exist, there will be some kind of variation. It's not possible to have organisms without variation. Okay. So if any organism is showing this variation, there can be two reasons of variation. Okay. One reason is somatic or rather to say somatogenic variation, and the second part is called genetic variation. So what are these two parts? Let us have some idea. What do we mean by somatic variation? So somatic variation or somatogenic variation, like this type of variation are having following characters. First of all, it affects somatic cells. Means somatic cells are the cells which are going for the variation. Second thing is, it is not inherited from parent. It is not at all inherited from parents. So it is acquired by a person and not transferred to next generation. Can anyone give me any example of somatogenic variation? Anyone? इससे आइडिया लेके कि क्या हो सकता है? Class? Anyone? Why such big silence is there in the class? when like so many
Ma'am,
students are
loss,
there?
ma'am, ma'am, loss of any limb in an accident.
Loss of a limb by an accident. Very good. Anything else? Anyone wish to share? Think and let me know. See, you are gaining knowledge from me regarding biology. Do you think it will be transferred to your next generation? If a person is very good singer, the vocal quality or the ability to grasp can be transmitted to next generation. But the child needs to learn music from the scratch only, no? Is it possible for that child to start learning from the first day of life? Do you think it is valid? Class, am I audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
So do you think that knowledge can be transferred to the next child? What do you think? If I am knowledgeable in biology, I can teach biology. Do you think my 5-year-old child can also teach you biology?
No,
Class?
ma'am.
Because he may have some kind of intelligence from me, or being a part of educated family, he can have that upbringing that in future. But while he is learning, he needs to learn. Okay. So this type of characters, they are variation which are transient. They exist for specific generation. So we use several terminologies like phenotypic plasticity. Why we use this word plasticity? Plasticity is something, you know, two types of substances are there, plastic. Generally, what happens with plastic is, if it is you are giving it heat, it will melt and take a different shape. Or if you try to break, it will take a different shape. So, referring to these, phenotypic plasticity is ability of organisms to alter its phenotype in response to environmental conditions. So what can be the condition, environmental conditions? Let me give you a few very important examples. One can be light. Okay. Consider like I wish to give example of what I can say. Response of light. Have you ever seen that if you cover part of a plant, for example, we can see it very well in grass. If part of a grass is covered with something, the grasses of that area turn yellow. But if you remove that covering, after certain days, it will again turn up into green. Okay. Then due to like unavailability of nutrient or something, a plant which is capable of growing into height, if that plant is having shunted height, consider you planted a plant where light intensity is not much. So obviously the rate of photosynthesis will be affected and the plant will not have adequate amount of light. So its growth will be shunted. But do you think if that plant is of tall variety, in next generation, if you keep that plant in light, will it repeat the same characteristics? No. We can see it by ourselves. अगर आप चलो आप में से सभी उत्तरायण में पतंग तो चगाते होंगे ना? Yes or no, boys? Class?
Yes, ma'am.
आपने अपने कलर की डिफरेंस नोट की है? आपने बचपन में, चलो अभी तो नाउ यू आर इन ग्रेड 11 12, you don't may not be having time to celebrate उत्तरायण, बट बचपन में जब आप 2-3 दिन या फिर एटलीस्ट 1 day full day you spent on roof flying kites, and the next day when you're climbing down, or if you compare your complexion before and after, do you find any change in that? Class, what do you think? Can we discuss, please? If all of you are keeping silent, then it is very difficult class for me. Do you think there will be any difference in complexion?
Yes, ma'am.
Jia, even if you are speaking something better, I cannot hear you. You are not audible. We have 16 participants of them.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, beta, now you are audible.
Yes, ma'am.
But will it be like continued till like so many months? No, after some time it becomes normal. After a few days, you regain your own complexion back. So these are the characters where light is the supreme effect, which like factor which can change the characteristics. What are the other factors do you think that can be responsible for somatic variation? One, I gave you hint, light. What about others? What you can think? What other factors do you think can let us discuss 2-3 factors. Factors can be any number. Anyone can suggest any other factor?
Ma'am, gaining muscles by athlete.
But what will be the factor, Nisha? Can we think that habitat kind of have effect in like in our life? I hope everyone knows what habitat is. What is habitat? What do we mean by habitat? Anyone? You don't know what
Ma'am,
is
any action or thing we do regularly
no,
in our
no,
life.
no, not at all, beta. Habitat in biology we mean, habitat means the space where we live. For example, in world's biosphere, there will be biome, and inside biome there will be many ecosystems. Your habitat is Ahmedabad ecosystem. Understood? So that is what is called habitat. So do you think the space where we live, we have like effect of that space on us? Any idea where plants modify themselves as per the habitat? Or animals modify themselves as per the habitat? Have you ever wondered why we get dark complexion when we are under sun for a long time? क्यों ऐसा होता है कि हमारा complexion dark हो जाता है? Is it good to have darker complexion when you are under sun or not?
मैम सन के यूवी रेज से प्रोटेक्शन के लिए बॉडी मेलानिन प्रोड्यूस करता है.
So that is good, no? So
Yes, ma'am.
obviously the habitat in which we live or plants live, they actually change themselves according to that. Okay. Even if I am like kind of planting a tree which is supposed to grow in a very cold region, if I am planting it here, there are two chances. One is it will not survive, it will die. And even if it survives, it will not have similar characteristics of its species that is exhibited in the very cold region. It will try and adjust into the as per this region where temperature is not that much low. Obviously, certain characters it will maintain, but certain characters it will change. Now the question is, even if it will change those characters, if after next 1 or 2 generation, if you take its up like offsprings and you are planting it, replanting it back to the region where it is supposed to be, that is cold region, it will again get back its capacity. हम में से कोई अगर फॉरेन कंट्रीज में घूमने चले जाए, हमारी कंप्लेक्शन फेयर हो जाती है. बट अगर 4 महीने बाद मैं वापस आऊँ and again I am posted in some part in Rajasthan, again my complexion will change. So this is the effect of habitat on our life. जैसे कि हम पहाड़ में घूमने चले जाए, we like if we spend too much time on mountains, we have ability to climb. नॉर्मल इंसान को वहां ऑक्सीजन लेवल कम होने की वजह से we cannot walk. बट आप देखो पहाड़ी लोग जो होते हैं और the people who stayed long time in a mountain, they can adapt themselves very well in that environment because it's a matter of somatic variation or somatogenic variation. Third like thing I need to talk here is the most important thing, that is nutrition. Obviously nutrition has like make us change our phenotypic characters. आपने कभी भी नेट में भी देखा होगा स्टार्व्ड बच्चों की फोटोग्राफ्स, उनके हाथ पैर बहुत पतले पतले होते हैं and they have a huge abdomen. So these are sad characters. Part is sad, but then also I must say, give an example, that these children are suffering from malnutrition. That's why they are having this type of structure. If you give them good like place to survive and give them enough food, they will recover. And these characters are not transferred to the next generation. It is exclusively for that specific generation. Fourth is the temperature. So roughly these are the 4 factors which are able to change the like somatic variation of organism. Okay, so genetic variation, we can call it also the germinal variation. Can you tell me why genetic variation is called germinal variation? Or it has another name, that is blastogenic variation. Any idea why genetic variation is like a part of germinal or blastogenic variation? What do we mean by this word germinal? Anyone have any idea, beta? What do we mean by germinal? Class?
मैम germ cell पे depend करता है इसके.
Very good. Very good, Isha. I was expecting this answer. Germ cells means we inherit from parents. So obviously, like as we inherit from parents, so these are the like characters which are inherited from parents. I wish to share a character that I inherited from my parent. It is a very rare one. In my family, there is a characteristics. You know this finger? This is called index finger. Is my finger visible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Generally, like this finger, if I say, it is having 3 parts and it can fold like this. Isn't it? It can fold like this. I can fold it here, I can fold it here, and I can fold it here. This finger is also supposed to be having 3 folds. Isn't it? For me, like this is a typical characteristics I like inherit in my family, that this finger doesn't have that third fold. It is one single bone over here. This third folding is not doesn't occur. So like this is a characteristics which is found dominant. Because why I guess it is dominant, because from my paternal side my child is also having this specific variation in him. Okay, so this way various characteristics are there in various organisms that they inherit from their parents, and as they inherit from their parents, these characters can be transmitted to next generation. Okay, is it clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So obviously we are now going to talk, as in case of somatic variation, we discussed about the causes of somatic variation. Similarly, in case of genetic variation also, or germinal variation or blastogenic variation, let us discuss the causes. So what do you think can be the causes of variation? Anyone, any idea? Very easy question I asked. The basis of sexual reproduction I asked you. Why we can have this variation?
Mutation.
Yes, beta.
Mutation.
Nutrition can cause you genetic variation. How? Can
Ma'am, mutation. Mutation.
okay, mutation. Mutation can be one of the reason. Very good, Isha. Any other?
Recombination.
Very good. Recombination. Here in recombination, I am writing crossing over. Although, like when you will grow and maybe in post graduation, you will learn that there are other recombinations also than crossing over. Third one, the most simple one, no one mentioned. In sexual reproduction, only this benefit is there. Anyone?
Genes.
Genes, like I didn't get what do you mean by genes, beta?
Ma'am, means genes will flow
I am asking about something which
variation
is
to
very,
variation.
very simple. I am not asking so much complicated. Ek cheese, I am giving you hint of sexual reproduction also. Still, you people are not able to capture what I am saying.
Many partner.
Yes, beta.
Many partners.
Many partners. I didn't get you.
Ma'am, random fertilization.
No, we don't have. That is what the terminology I want. Take to know. That random fertilization. Random fertilization between gametes of between variable gametes. We know that a male member can produce more than 1,000 types of gametes, and female can also produce more than 1,000 types of gametes. Okay, so out of them, which one is fertilizing which one is also a cause of mutation, isn't it? Don't you think? Yes or no? This is the genetic variation which is observed in case of offsprings, isn't it? Even if two brothers or two sisters or brother sisters are not same, if, although they are from the same parent. So that is the part which is very important. Now let me tell you, this genetic variation can be of two types. It can be continuous and it can be discontinuous. Now, anyone, any idea about what we mean by discontinuous and continuous? Anyone, any idea? Chalo, let me tell you. What do we mean by continuous variation is generally in case of continuous variation, what happens is minor changes are there. And in case of discontinuous variation, there is sudden big change. This type of sudden big changes are also known as saltation. Okay, so generally mutation is responsible for discontinuous and this recombination and random fertilization is responsible for continuous mutation. Means what? If you look into the like two generation of organisms or even the same generation organisms, the difference is minor. Such type of things are attributed due to random fertilization and recombination. And if there is sudden change, for example, every one of that family is having black color, eye color. Suddenly there is one child in that family who is having blue eye color, and no one before this, even before generations, no one had in that family blue eye color. So such kind of cases are known as mutation. So is the concept of genetic variation clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
So what we are going to do is we are going to write down the differences between continuous and discontinuous variation. So Let us jot down a few points so that it can be more clear to you. As I mentioned earlier, okay. So this is the first point. I hope my screen is visible. Please let me know if you are stuck anywhere. How can you draw the curve of this continuous variation? If you have a look into the curve of continuous variation in a population, you can see the curve will be like this. If this is the mean height, that means the average height of organisms in the population. Okay. In y-axis, if you take number of individuals, so it means that if in a population, consider mean height is 5 feet 7 inches. So this type of curve will be there. That means there will be short organisms, there will be tall organisms. No drastic change will be observed in the like population. But if you can look into the graph, it is said that it cannot be represented by a curve. Why? Because here you can see that mean height is 5 feet 7 inches. There are some organisms in the lower direction, some organisms in the higher direction. In case of discontinuous variation, like it's not possible because it's like actually too much drastic change is there. Suddenly increased height, number of individual with increased height will be too much, or decreased height will not be there. So this type of unpredictable changes are there in the curve. Okay. So next difference you can write that it is it arises by random segregation during gametogenesis then crossing over, and then as your friend mentioned, it will be random fertilization. In this case, it is possible only and only by mutation. Okay, so is this part clear to everyone? Please have a look into this part, and if you have any specific question, please let me know. One more difference I wish to mention here, actually, this is, I can say this is this is producing combination of existing traits. And this is about, actually in this case, if you think about the discontinuous variation, it is production of okay. And last point I wish to mention here, in this case, it is not significant for evolution. Whereas in case of this, it is significant for evolution. Any doubts, anyone? Please let me know. Any doubts, anyone?
No, ma'am.
It is observed that certain people leave class after some time. So let me once again take attendance. Anyways, so can anyone give me the significance of variation? Anyone, any idea what can be the significances of variation? What will be significance means what will be the effect of variation? Don't you think that it is the basis of evolution? creation of new species is called evolution. I hope everyone knows about evolution. What is evolution? So basis of evolution means actually the origin of new species, creation of new species by accumulation of mutations. So like what is the next significance? Can anyone tell me for variation? Because we discussed these things while I was teaching you advantages of sexual reproduction. Yes, Jia. It seems Jia is only there in my class today. Jia, repeat please, beta.
Adoption in changing environment.
Very good. It is adaptation. Third,
Increase or decrease in populations.
variation. How come, Nish?
मैम वेरिएशन मीन्स वो बार बार न्यू जनरेशन होती ही जाएगी मीन्स तो फिर पॉपुलेशन भी इंक्रीज होगी.
But without variation, population can also increase. No, beta. जैसे asexual reproduction में भी तो होता है. Isn't it? एक अमीबा से
Yes.
बाइनरी फिजन से जब 100 अमीबा बनते हैं, कंसीडर करो जनरेशन आफ्टर जनरेशन. Don't you think there will be increasing population? Does it mean all of them will be variable from each other? Doesn't mean, no, beta. We can say here that actually variation is responsible for what I can say, preserving individuality of sexual reproductive organism. And if it is mutation, we can write that it is for organism, because like if you compare the mutation frequencies of lower organisms and higher organisms, more higher organism you are, more complex structure you have, you are less prone to mutation and less prone to change your present condition. जितनी आसानी से एक यूनिसेलुलर ऑर्गेनिज्म अपने आप को चेंज कर सकता है, इट इज डिफिकल्ट फॉर अस टू चेंज आवरसेल्फ लाइक दैट. So these are the main like the points, and we can say if there is no variation, फिर तुम लोगों का एक चैप्टर कम पढ़ना पड़ता. कौन सा चैप्टर कम पढ़ना पड़ता अगर वेरिएशन कम होता तो? Don't you think that you don't have to study this chapter? क्योंकि वेरिएशन है ही नहीं, तो प्रिंसिपल एंड ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस एंड वेरिएशन क्या पढ़ना है ना? So obviously, thank God it is not there, because this chapter is one of the most interesting chapter that is present in your grade 12 syllabus. Anyone, any doubt? If not, can we see that what are the different types of mutation? I wish to discuss here different types of mutation. So, what do we mean by the word mutation? Anyone, any idea? It is a discontinuous inheritable variation. So it is obviously discontinuous, but it should be inheritable variation in genetic material okay, of organism. Now, you must be wondering that how then there can be several types of mutation, because all of mutations are having only one final end, that is there will be some amount of change in the genetic material. But let me tell you, this mutation can be classified into several types, and let us know about all these types. First type is known as chromosomal mutation. It has another common name. It is also called as chromosomal aberration. What do we mean by aberration? Aberration means a kind of what with there, for example, if we have scratch in our body or wound in our body, that is called that chromosomal aberration. Now, this chromosomal aberration can be further subdivided. So, what do we mean by chromosomal aberration? Let us know first about that. This topic, I guess, is completely new to you. You have never studied about it. So, I request all of you to kindly pay attention here. And you can stop me in between and ask me if you don't understand any point. So let us see what do we mean by chromosomal aberration. So this is the change in large portion of chromosome. Now this chromosomal aberration can be further subdivided into two types. This is as follows. One is, we can call it intrachromosomal. So intrachromosomal means whatever changes that takes place is confined to a single chromosome. समझो सेम क्रोमोसोम का कोई पार्ट उड़ गया या उसमें कोई पार्ट ऐड हो गया, whatever changes are occurring in that single chromosome is involved, so we call such type of changes as intrachromosomal changes. Is it all right, class? Any doubts regarding intrachromosomal variation or intrachromosomal changes?
Ma'am, can you repeat inter?
I said that, beta, that consider there is one chromosome. If some part of that chromosome is deleted, if some part, extra part is added to that chromosome, which will increase its length, such changes occur in single chromosome, isn't it? So this type of changes are known as intrachromosomal changes. So, where single chromosome is involved, not more than one chromosome is involved. So that is the same. I will write here the definition that it affects single chromosome. Understood? Now,
Yes.
what can be the parts of this first type of intrachromosomal changes? Can be deletion, or we can call it also deficiency. That means, what do we mean by deletion or deficiency? It means that some part of chromosome not having centromere. Obviously, if centromere is getting deleted, then so there will be huge problem. That means, let me represent it to you with the help of a diagram. Consider this is the structure of chromosome. This is the centromere. If this part is getting deleted by some reason, obviously the length of the chromosome will be short. And this will be the piece. So this type of change is called deletion. Is it clear, class?
Yes, ma'am.
So I think it is already 6:12 already. We will not continue with this further because this is something I want to teach with time and care. So can we continue this part in our next lecture? Class? Okay. So in next lecture, I want to see better enthusiasm in all of you.